Greg, what got you started investing in rental properties?
I have been dabbling in real estate for quite some time. I've bought a couple of summer places that rented out, and they've kind of come and gone based on market changes and those kind of things. But in terms of looking at it as a passive investment, that didn't happen until basically last year for the most part. I know a lot of people are into the, buy, rent, renovate, rent it, and then refinance and all that kind of. So that whole Burr method, it's intriguing to me. I'm not a DIY handy kind of guy, so building a team like that is a lot of effort, I think, from my perspective. I don't have those kind of construction kind of contacts and those kind of things to really say, yeah, I'm going to go out and build a team and do something to that effect. So the passive income aspect of it was really what turned me on the most. And through working with Fortune Builders, they ended up leading me to a couple of different companies, and JWB was one of them. They work with various markets around the United States, but I think that Jacksonville kind of fit the bill for me in that it offered two aspects of it. One was really the passive income aspect of it, but then there's also the appreciation aspect of it. So you can go into markets and buy properties quite cheap, rent them out, and it'll generate a good passive cash flow, but you won't end up on the appreciation side all that much. And so from the end of last year is really when I started working with JWB, and I ended up purchasing my properties the beginning of this year. And so far, it's been a great experience. I'm looking at it longer term, retirement income kind of situation. And so I have a goal on numbers of properties that I'd like to have. And I have other investments that are going to help supplement that retirement type income. But I think these properties that I end up acquiring are going to be kind of core and central to that.
Were there any moments that you had some kind of like doubt of, is this market too hot? How am I going to buy something in the middle of COVID that I haven't flown down and like knocked on the walls and see if it doesn't fall down kind of thing? Did you ever have kind of insecurities like that?
Not severe insecurities about that. People have asked me, it's like, how could you buy a property without even seeing it? So for me, that was kind of a leap of faith and the trust that I've placed into JWB. I think as an organization, they've been there for quite some time already. They have many properties under management. So I felt a much more comfortable about that. It is a strange process to go through and say, yeah, I'm buying a property and I never stepped foot in it, haven't inspected it. I've only seen pictures of them. So, I'd like to, eventually I'll make a trip down and visit my investment properties to see what actually did I buy. But it's something that you have to take a look at. Why is it that you're doing it? And for me, I didn't have a fear of the market there because we're buying the properties right. They are cash flow positive on the outset. So if property appreciation drops, I'm not worried about it because I still have the cash flow that's supporting where I bought it at. So from that aspect of it, I think the risk is kind of mitigated in that respect. So for me right now, I think my biggest risks are related to the people that are living in my properties. Either what damage can they do? Can something happen that they're going to end up causing me some headaches, some litigation down the road or something? I hope that never happens, but it's a potential. And I think that kind of potential ends up leading people out of real estate, saying too much of liability. I know from my own personal experience, my mom and dad, they had the opportunity to purchase a couple of different properties and they never pulled the trigger because there's that aspect of it. Well, what if you get a renter in there and you can't get rid of them? Now you have the liability of the property and you have no income to support it. So, those kind of things do weigh on you a little bit, but I feel that we bought them at the right time, low interest rates, great market, appreciation has been there.
Greg talked about how important it was to start with a plan and to start with the right team and to start with a strategy. And that's what you see here. You mentioned retirement, and obviously leaving a legacy is important to him as well. We then take that and we break it down into a monthly passive income goal. If we're going to generate $7,500 a month, then we need to break it down into the number of properties that need to support that. Then, of course, we look at the resources that we have and we put a plan to get there. For Greg's plan, his year to achieve his milestone is 2031. He's got 3 properties. I believe your current milestone is 5 properties. It sounds like that may actually be going up. And then the next thing is your date of next purchase. We're always very in tune with our clients, understanding when the right time to buy that next property will be. And this is our scorecard. This is taking the weighted average, all the good things, any bad things that have happened in Greg's portfolio over his first year of ownership. And you can see that his annualized lifetime return on investment so far is 14.6%. And if you took the weighted average of what we told Greg his returns were going to be over the long haul, that's what shows up at that expected annualized returns number. We told him to expect about 10.9%. Are we right around 10.9%? We're better. Is everybody happy about that? Yes, absolutely. Even if bad things happen on an individual property. That's why Greg's such a wonderful client. He absolutely gets it. And that's what I really hope for others out there, whether they invest with JWB or not.
Greg, I want to kind of give you any last words on what this has been for you or where it's going or anything that you want to leave, any kind of nugget of wisdom you want to give the audience before we give you the final goodbye.
The only thing I would say is if you're on the fence about it, pull the trigger, overcome your fear, take that plunge and go. My only regret is that I didn't start this 5 or 10 years ago, So from that aspect of it, get off the fence and start moving on it. It's been a great experience. I can't complain about it.